Hello everyone, so today we're going to be doing a bookshelf tour. So I'm going to be showing you all the books that I own and what I currently have from the library. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the first shelf. In this I have most of the books that I read most often. So I have the Rebel Girl series over here. Here I have the South Asian Supergirls, and I have Like a Girl, and then I have stories for kids who dare to be different, and then we have the Magician's Manual by Rick Riordan. It's from the King Chronicle series. And I have another book, and then I have the Girls of India series over here. And this is a really helpful book actually. It helped me to buy all the other books that I own. It's great books for children, and it gives you recommendations about books. And then this is another one. It's called Bad Girls by Jacqueline Wilson. This is a My Story book. This is the only one that I own from that series. It's Highway Girl, and then this one is The Secret of Vesuvius, and then this is What Katie Did, the old version. And then this is Brain Fizzling Facts. This is a fact book actually, and I really like it. And then the next book is a book about the music business. And then we have Clarice Bean. And then we have a book from the Jane Blonde series. And then this book is again a very useful one. It's the girls' book, and it teaches a lot of valuable life skills. So yeah, that was the first shelf. Now let's move on to the second shelf. So this is the second shelf. Over here I have a diary and some Olympiad books, and I have an Amar Chitrakatha book. It's Brave Women of India, and then here I have the Jungle book, and this one is an Enid Blyton book actually. It's The Secret of the Lost Necklace. I really love this one. Here I have my Sherlock Holmes series, all of these. And then again I have some books about spiritual people and stuff like that. And then here I have a Marvin Red Post Class President. This book I actually won at a competition in the library. And then this book is The Invisible Man, and then The Arabian Nights, the classics. And then we have the Scholastic Yearbook of 2019, and this is another one of my favorite books, Exam Warriors by Narendra Modi. And then I have the History of India, the 2 books from the series History of India, and then again the bigger 2 books of History of India. And this was one of my first encyclopedias, so I just have it here. So this was the second shelf. Let's move on to the third shelf. So this is the third shelf. This is the bottommost shelf. Here I have Children's British History Encyclopedia. This is the National Geographic Almanac 2014. The 2021 is on the top somewhere. And then here we have the Manorama Yearbook 2017. Here we have the Junior Encyclopedia. And then this was my very first encyclopedia actually. I had on my first GK. And then here we have a Logical Puzzles book, and the other one of that is over there. Then we have our Almanac 2020, which I bought after getting this one. I really liked it, so I bought the 2021 too. Here we have Reignited by Srijan Pal, and the first part of this book was co-authored by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And then here we have an encyclopedia about animals, and then world-famous scientists and stuff like that. We have more science encyclopedias and Shakespeare. This is the only Shakespeare compilation I own. Again, we have some random books over there, and then we have a book about planets over here, and then we have Tell Me How. Then we have a Geography Olympiad book, and then this is my only book which I own about anatomy, so it's over here. It's Child's Book of Anatomy, and then this one is Rocks and Fossils and some more spiritual people's stories over there. So this was the third shelf. Let's move on to the other side. So in this shelf, I have some white sheets of paper which I need for like projects and stuff, and here I use a candle to hold my library books upright, which clearly doesn't work much, but it just goes by. It's like fine, not too bad. So these are the library books which I have currently. They are India 2020 by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and this is another book which I really like, which I wanted to read for a very long time. It's The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and then we have Moy in the Monster Songster. I've read the first part and I really liked it, so I got the second part. Here we have Demon Dentist by David Williams, and then here we have Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid by Jeff Kinney. This is very similar to the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, so that's why I picked it up. This is again one by David Williams. It's Gangster Granny. And then this one is Harriet the Spy. And then here we have a really amazing book. It's Wings of Fire by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It's his autobiography. This is the one I'm currently reading, so I have it over here. So this was the second part of my bookshelf. I'll show you this shelf below in just a moment. So moving on, here we have Children of Britain Just Like Me, and then we have a DIY book underneath, and then we have Brain Quest Grade 4 workbook. This is a really old one. I finished doing it, but I just don't want to throw it away. So here I have my Spell Bee prep books and some pens and stuff over there. And then over here we have French and German dictionary. I used to learn French, that's why I have a French dictionary. And this one is actually my dad's, which he gave to me, so I have it over here. I dream to someday learn German, so it's still there. So over here I have my encyclopedia collection. Here we have an atlas, obviously, and then we have an encyclopedia of world history, encyclopedia of dinosaurs, and then some brain teaser book, and then we have history of the Royal Air Force of Britain. Then we have another atlas. So these are like a few of my encyclopedias, the rest are on the other side, as I showed you before. And so let's move on to the next shelf in the bottom. So the bottom shelf doesn't have much really. It has some of my like music books and papers and all that stuff. And then over here we have some of the books that I no longer use, which I feel other little kids in my family could use. So I have some coloring books and activity books, and I have some Sudoku. Not that I hate Sudoku, but I just don't find it interesting for some reason. I may be wrong, but just my view. So I have some Sudoku books and a joke book. So that's all for my bookshelf. And I have like two sides. I couldn't show you both at the same time because there's a door in between. So yeah, that was my bookshelf. So this brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you want to see next. And also, before we leave, I wanted to tell you guys a very important thing. Some people say they hate books, but unless you try reading, it won't improve your vocabulary. So during this lockdown, I urge all of you to cultivate the habit of reading. Read anything, like comics are fine, classics, or like short stories or novels, anything is fine, but reading really helps with your English. So you can read any language book, it'll improve your language, but particularly I prefer reading in English because I'm more fluent with English, and so that's why you would not have seen many other language books in my bookshelf. Most of them are English. So this brings us to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.